Peace Gamers, FiOth here, and in this guide I'm going to show you how to defeat Chief Mendez, the big cheese of the village in Resident Evil 4 Remake. This guy, I think, is a bit easier than he was in the OG. One thing that has to be noted is that he has a huge Splaga eye on his back, right behind his neck. So what you can do is stick to the upper floor, like I do here, try to dodge as many of his attacks as possible, and try to take pot shots with the shotgun on his back, where you will be dealing the most damage. One thing you can do before the fight starts, before the cutscene where he appears, is shoot with your pistol or your bolt gun and break the barrel, so you can just loot all the stuff without having to waste a moment to break the barrels. Mendez cannot get up here, so if you keep hammering him from the high ground, as I do now, interrupting him with flashbangs here and there, you'll have pretty chunky openings to deal damage. The arena is also littered with ammo and healing items, so even if you reach this spot in less than stellar condition, you'll have a lot of stuff to work with. You can parry some of his attacks and you can dodge some of his attacks with your crouch button. I have to remind you again that sometimes just by clicking crouch you're able to avoid attacks because you make a smaller target, like you shorten the hitbox on Leon, if that makes any sense. So if it's a last ditch effort, you can click crouch and you will probably avoid hit you would have taken otherwise. If you deal enough damage, he will fall to the ground and you can follow up with a critical knife attack, so having a knife around is generally a good idea. Of course, the fight consists of two phases. One phase is the one that you see here. I hit him with the precision rifle, and the second phase will begin as soon as you split him in two. In a different manner than what happened in the OG game, he will not just be hanging from the ceiling, going left and right, trying to attack you. He will go to the back of the arena and throw debris at you. It's easy to avoid some of this debris just by moving left and right. Here you see the crouch dodge in action. Sometimes you'll be unlucky and get hit, but it's not the end of the world. For me, the greatest fail I had during this fight will become apparent in a minute, because getting hit at random is one thing, there's not much you can do about it, but when the boss picks up two huge ass barrels and you fail to shoot him to blast his face, you will feel like a dodo. Suffice to say, if that moment comes for you, just shoot the barrels and that will deal a good chunk of damage. Eventually he'll jump forward and try to stab you with his pincers. If he attacks on the left side of the arena, you should relocate to the right. If he attacks from the right, you should relocate to the left. Pretty self-explanatory. And when he's close, you can pretty much unload the TMP without much risk of missing. He's a huge ass target. As you saw here, you get a dodge prompt here and there that I failed to execute, but once you're past the first fight, it's pretty easy picking from there on. If he falls on his face like this, just unload on his back, on the eye, and he will go down without much fuss. I'll be covering everything in Resident Evil 4 Remake, people. I will be streaming it as well, so if you found this helpful, sub, like, share, hit the notification bell, and until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection. Cheers!